You know, I saw a quote today. It's from Michael Gondry, and the quote goes like this: obsession is the engine of creativity. After I came across that quote, I suddenly had a chain reaction in my brain and it connected all the thoughts that were leading up to this point. It was obviously about obsessions, and he says obsessions are is like an engine to the creativity. But I don't know, is it really obsession? I know obsessions are good. Obsessions make you think toward, make you channel the your thoughts, makes you align towards something, and you become a master of it. You keep on obsessing over the same thing again and again and again, and do and practice something again and again and again, and you get to where you are. You get to a proficiency level. You get a better proficiency level. But what happened with me, if you take my experiences with obsession, of course this is completely casual obsessions. I am not suffering with any illness or something like that, and I'm not talking some very casually thrown out words like OCD. It's very, very casually thrown out in our social media, and I know it's a very serious thing. I'm not even joking about those. I'm just talking about proper obsessions, very casual obsessions that we have in everyday lives. And what about them? My experiences to these obsessions are different than what Michael Gondry has said, but I realized, okay, there is some truth in it. I don't know how much truth is worth sharing, but I'm gonna share it anyway. Obsessions. If you take, I'll come from, again, I'm going back in time. This is becoming a very regular thing in this podcast. Me always remembering what happened in my life and throwing out. This is not like I am talking some sense into the mic. It is like I am doing something for myself, telling my life story, going back, grabbing all the memories and putting it out into the camera for the world to see, which nobody is watching right now, which nobody it has become kind of a public diary, if I can say. And yeah, this is also one of the entry in the public diary, page number 8 9. I don't know when it's gonna air, but it's something like that. So what am I going to write in this page of my diary? I'm going to write about what are all the obsessions I had during my childhood leading up to this point. I had a very weird obsession to always, with not to always, I had a weird obsession of the number first during my childhood. It's so awkward. I used to always sit in first bench. I thought I should be the first person to respond to any query or any question or any request, wherever it is. It could be in the school, it could be outside the school, in the playing area or whatever, even in discussions through the family and stuff like that. That was a very weird obsession. And I, till date, I still don't know why I had the obsession of wanting to do things first, and I also don't know the reason of why I stopped doing it. Now, uh, if you give me a choice, I always do things last. I always wait for everybody to finish and then do it. And it's good. It's good that I jumped the gun there.
Had that first obsession till recent times. Like we used to go to the
Yes, even the movies, I should say, yes, this guy reminded one point here. Uh, yes, yes. I am a huge Marvel Cinematic Universe buff, and from the movie Avengers 2, yeah, from Age of Ultron or before, was it when did Winter Soldier come out? Yeah, no, from Avengers 2, Avengers 2, that is Age of Ultron. I had a weird obsession with MCU movies that I have to book first day, I have to be the first one to get into the theater, and I have to be the last one to get out of the theater. I don't know why I was so obsessed. Till Spider-Man No Way Home, I was like that. Obsessions with first. It's very weird to tell it out to you guys. Okay, that's one paragraph of my obsession, and the next paragraph leads to one more obsession, but this is kind of a happy ending obsession. My obsession with the college VIT. I don't know why I got that obsession. Again, my father has been to that college. My brother is there. My brother, again, one more brother also is there. Is there in the sense they have been to that college and they have graduated from that college. And I don't know, when I was obsessed, I became very obsessed with joining there, doing my bachelor's or master's. And in 2014, I did not write any other entrance exams. I did not attempt JEE. I did not attempt. What was there? What was the other exams? Yeah. MSET. I don't know. I don't remember. I think I didn't. No, AIEEE I didn't write. It was AIEEE then, right? I didn't write. I didn't write it. Yeah, I wrote only VAT entrance exam, and I didn't get into it. Yeah. Fortunately, I gave Comet K, the Bangalore side. So that's how I got into this college, whichever I studied later, and that I didn't leave that obsession. I had that obsession throughout 4 years of my engineering, and finally I could fulfill that obsession. I joined VAT for my masters, and somehow I don't know whether it's an healthy obsession or not, but somehow there was a happy ending. I could ended up studying there. So that's one more paragraph of one more obsession that I had. And now the third paragraph kind of makes sense to be telling out now, because this is also an obsession. The way I'm recording podcasts, the way I'm creating videos for my YouTube channel and Instagram pages. Every day I'm putting out some or the other content, and the process itself is I'm very obsessed with the process. If you ask me why you are obsessed in creating these videos or making some random podcast where you talk about something very related to you and not at all useful to public, I don't know. I don't have an answer to this yet. My thought initially while starting this YouTube channel was not to talk about my life very personally. I didn't know that I could even put all this into words and I could publish this into the podcast. My initial thought was to definitely get some guests, talk to them about life. The entire point of the podcast was to ask the guests, what's the point of your life? That's the only point that I had in mind. But since I have to start and I have to do something, I started with even in the first episode I started very slowly, and I didn't know what to speak, so I started to tell about what I thought, what happened, and stuff like that. And I liked the process. I got obsessed with the process, and I didn't want to stop. So maybe kind of I got into the comfort zone here a little, talking about myself into the camera. So all the 8 podcasts till now, around 7 of them, except for the podcast with Dr. Raja Iyer, all the other podcasts is me talking about my life into the camera. So if somebody sees this, it's like somebody sees the whole podcast, and it feels like maybe they would know me better than most of the people that I interact with daily. And this is a kind of small healthy obsession, I could say, because I'm documenting whatever happened with my life. And if this doesn't lead anywhere in some 2 years or 3 years, I would definitely have tons of memories with me where I documented everything. As I told you in one of the YouTube videos also, I don't know if that will be out yet. That is me talking about documenting stuff or something. I don't remember the topic, but I told there that I should make my 30-year-old self very happy looking at all this. I would have 8 to 10 journal books where my 30-year-old self would go back and read and kind of feel happy one day remembering all this. And this is like the same point. Not only the journals that I write, not only the trackers that I keep, this is also kind of a public journal along with a tracking mechanism. Every Tuesday, one podcast. So until some guests come in and I interact with them freely, I talk with them very open-heartedly. This is kind of public journal for me, and a tracking mechanism where my 30-year-old self or 40-year-old self will see this and feel happy. I can consider this as a healthy obsession. But the first point that again, oh wow, I didn't notice this. I told about my obsession with the number first as the first point in this podcast. Yes, nice. Again, as I told in my first point, I don't think that's an healthy obsession. Everybody will have obsessions, right? I am sure you also will be remembering some of the obsessions that you have. You can even tell that I'm very obsessed in having things in a particular order. I need to make sure that things happen according to my what do you say, eyesight or whatever it is. Yeah, my mindset. Things should not deviate. I'm not gonna accept when things deviate and go. I don't accept if I eat like this. I have to eat directly through my hand. And I don't know. These are very small obsessions that everybody has. And I'm sure everybody will accept that because of that those obsessions, they are here. I'm here because of those obsessions. That's what I again read one more point somewhere today. Let me recall it first. Yeah, it's not about the intensity of the obsessions that we choose to. What is that? It's not the intensity of our obsessions that define us, but rather how we choose to channel them. Yeah. It's not about the intensity of the obsessions that define us, but it's the way we channel them. Yeah, that's what is kind of important, right? As I told you, as I've been telling you for the past 2-3 minutes, everybody has obsessions, and the way our obsession leads us, that's the way we should maybe properly have some self-reflection and kind of make sure that our obsession is not very deviating to our values or emotions. And obsession does not affect us in any way. For example, this YouTube thing. I'll come back to this because this is a very big obsession right now. I'm coming back to this story because this is a very apt example where I can explain things correctly as I intended in my mind. YouTube is a current obsession because I wanted to do something in my spare time. I didn't know what hobby to pick up, and I already had some exposure to YouTube and filmmaking, and I wanted to continue this, so I took it up. It's not that I have to make this, I have to make that. I will be nothing if I don't make this. It's not like that. It's just because I started something, I loved the process, and again, there was a very big break. So this was kind of a very good hobby that I had, and again I wanted to do it, but this time make it proper, make it in a very systematic manner and very scalable manner or future proof kind of thing. So I started YouTube back again. Now it has definitely, if you ask me, it is an obsession. And yeah, somebody messaged me, I don't know. Okay, let's talk. It is an obsession, right? And I wanted to tell you something. What did I want to tell? I forgot because of this message. Give me 1 second. Yeah, how YouTube is being a healthy obsession for me right now. I don't spend my time anywhere else right now. Weekends, I'm completely dedicating it to YouTube, filming and stuff like that. And weekdays, every day, at least 10 to 15 minutes or half an hour, I'll sit and edit one or the other reel that has to go to the publishing page, publishing drive. I have to send it to my friends. So every day, there is some kind of thought in my mind, at the back of my mind, reminding that you have to do this, go do something. If I don't do anything that day, it keeps on bugging me. Oh, why didn't you do? But now, okay, since I learned the flow, I learned how to manage things. I'm at least batching some work. I'm doing a week's worth of edit on Saturday or Sunday, and a 15 days worth of Instagram posts at one go and sending out to the drive. And kind of now I'm little less occupied on this YouTube thing. I also don't check on my YouTube channel for 3-4 days at a stretch. That's because I have now relied on my friend so that he can take over the public appearance of the channel and do it. If I had to do everything on my own, maybe I would again get stressed about it. I would have a weird obsession of every day at 6 p.m. My alarm would go off and I'll think, oh, I have not done it yet. I have not published content yet. And I would sit very obsessively doing it. And I remember one day I was traveling to Chittor. This was in the previous years, 2021, I believe. And I hadn't prepared a video for the week. And the entire video is nothing but a white screen with me just quoting. I wrote a very beautiful letter to myself and I quoted the same thing in the video, except there was no effort, zero effort. The complete video was white space. Because I wanted to push out a video, I did not plan ahead. I was obsessed with putting the video. If it was now, I would have already done it before, or if I haven't done it now, I wouldn't stress about it. I would prepare a video next week or the next day, and maybe one day delayed, I would post the video. This kind of sums up my healthy obsession with YouTube, and that's how it should be. It's not that I didn't get into VAT now, so I will obsess over it and do not work on anything else except that for the next 4 years and get into VAT for the masters. It's not about that, but yeah, that is a target. when you think you have a proper target and you want to achieve something else, see, don't take me wrong here, because I see people having very good ambitions, like having to prepare for UPSC and stuff like that. That's a very long shot. For that, you'll have to prepare for 2-3 years, 4 years. You'll have to be obsessed with preparing for exams and stuff like that. That's kind of different approach to what your life should be, what your target should be. But I'm telling in general, how do you make whatever you're obsessed with not affect you, and be kind of in peace with yourself, yeah, even though you have the obsession. I hope you get the difference, and I hope you uh, think over it and not stress about what I'm explaining in a very bad way. My intention is not to deviate you on not have any obsession and not work toward not towards it. But yeah, that's about obsessions. I just wanted to clear the air out, because once I saw the quote, it was still running in my mind, and yeah, that's for it today. And yeah, don't go away. I still have Master Yoda's quote. You were telling something? Yeah, end of the day, it's a good point to have an obsession. Definitely some or the other kind of obsession, and very good obsession, healthy obsession, I would say. Yeah, let me end this with another Master Yoda's quote. Train yourself to let go of everything you're afraid to lose. Yeah, that's probably it. You should probably let go of everything you're afraid to lose, so that you'll not be afraid to lose it once again. I don't know if I'm making sense or not, but maybe kind of the whole plot summarizes whatever this quote says. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you are a returning viewer here, by this time you would already know my entire life, and if you're not a returning user, go back to my first video and kind of watch it in order, and you'll get to know more about me than one of my closer circle. So yeah, thank you for watching. See you in the next one.